Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. We continue the second part of week 1. The second part of our lectures. Continue from um, topic or chapter 1 introduction. Okay, so the nature of development. So basically, when we talk about development, it is a natural process involve three different processes. First one is biological process, cognitive process, and then social emotional process. So a simple definition, biological process is changes in individual physical nature. Whereby cognitive process is changes, perubahan yang berlaku inside individual thought, intelligence and language. Whereby socio-emotional process is a changes in individual relationship with others and their emotion and changes of their personality. So this is the simple definition of three different processes: biological process, cognitive process, and social emotional process. Okay, we will go more detail by referring to the textbook, and I will screenshot among important page in your book. Okay. All right. Biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional process. At the beginning of the chapter, we define development as the pattern of change that begins at conception. Perkembangan adalah satu perubahan yang bermula dalam proses persenyawaan. Tak ada proses persenyawaan tak berlaku, tak tercipta manusia. Itu adalah lumrah. That is the universal law. In order to have a baby, alright, they must have a process of sexual intimacy. And while the outcome of sexual intimacy, they will have this one process, they call it conception. Okay, the meeting of the combination of ovum and sperm. So that we call it conception. That is the beginning of human creation or human development. We repeat again. At the beginning of this chapter, we define development as the pattern of change that begin at conception and continue through the lifespan. Dan dia berterusan sepanjang hidup. The pattern is complex because it is a product of biological, it's a product of cognitive, it's a product of socio-emotional processes. Ni kalau kita tengok dekat gambar rajah ni. Process involved in developmental change. Perubahan, perkembangan, dia kompleks. Kita boleh tengok dari perbezaan rupa saja. Ada tangan, ataupun kita panggil kanak-kanak bayi ni tak berkembang ataupun terencat. Tangan tak ada, jari tak ada, right? Mata satu je. So kita kata budak ni tak berkembang, terencat perkembangan. So but in the study of development, that is not right, because development consists of complex discipline, complex perspective. Ada secara generalnya ada 3. Jadi bila kita sebut tentang tak cukup tangan, mata satu, ataupun telinga tak cukup develop, alright, cacat, itu refer pada physical development ataupun biological development or biological process, whereby in development there are another or other process that happen. For example, cognitive. There are children who are perfectly physically developed. Cukup sifat mata, tangan, semua cukup cantik, handsome. But the moment they open up their mouth, the moment they talk, we'll see that they have a problem. Tak boleh bercakap, tak boleh berinteraksi. So means that children's physically developing well, but in terms of their cognitive, they have a development problems. Sama juga kanak-kanak yang sempurna, boleh bercakap, boleh faham, but when come to making friends, they have problems. When meeting people, they become tantrum, they become hyperactive. So means they are having another development problem, which is socio-emotional problems or socio-emotional process that disturb the normal development. Okay, let us go one by one. What is biological process? Biological process produce changes in an individual physical nature. Bila sebut proses biologi adalah perubahan yang berlaku dalam aspek fizikal. Genes inherited from parents. Genetik yang diwarisi daripada kedua ibu bapa. The development of the brain, perkembangan otak, tinggi, berat, perubahan dalam pergerakan, motor skills, perubahan dalam nutrition, gaya pemakanan, nutrisi-nutrisi penting untuk tumbesaran badan, tumbesaran fizikal, exercise, hormonal changes of puberty, berlaku perubahan hormon ketika akil balik akan menyebabkan perubahan dari fizikal, aspek fizikal. Lelaki bila akil balik berubah, perempuan berubah, menunjukkan ciri-ciri kelakian dan kewanitaan. And cardiovascular decline are all example of biological process that affect development. Jadi ada banyak faktor yang menyebabkan changes on physical nature. Salah satunya adalah genetic inherited. Ataupun kita panggil dalam bahasa Melayu, mewarisi genetik daripada kedua bapa. Contohlah fizikal yang biasa, ibu bapa nak anak comel, handsome, mata biru, kulit cerah, ini typical biasa, yang parent-parent nakkan anak dia rupa macam tu kan. So secara genetiknya it won't happen. Kan dapat mata biru, mata hijau if their parents are both Asian, Malays, right? Asian, dia punya iris I'm sorry, dia punya iris adalah berwarna dark. Kalau belah-belah Europe ataupun West, dia punya orang kata apa, iris is light, lebih cerah, macam kucing kan, mata hijau, mata biru. So genetically inherited. So dia ada faktor tentang warna kulit. Itu genetik. Okay. So perubahan dari aspek fizikal, the changes on the physical part that involve biological process. Panjanglah. Mungkin boleh refer pada orang yang lebih expert dalam bidang biology, doktor ataupun dalam bidang sains, microbiology, genetic engineering. Ini dia boleh explain lebih detail. Jadi tapi secara umumnya, in general we can understand that a biological process will make a changes happen in terms of our physical. Okay, next move to cognitive. What is cognitive process? Cognitive process refer to changes in individuals' thought, intelligence, and language. Watching a colorful mobile swinging above the crowd, putting together a two-word sentence, memorizing a poem, imagining what it would be like to be a movie star, or solving a crossword puzzle, all involve cognitive process. Cognitive process adalah perubahan yang berlaku di dalam otak. Dalam otak tu apa? Contohnya, cara kita berfikir. Okey. Bercakap. Kalau ada masalah otak, tak ada bercakap. Intelligent. Kebijaksanaan. Boleh berfikir, boleh menyelesaikan masalah, boleh jadi kreatif. Right? You know, fast track, for example. You boleh watch movie. You boleh ingat, boleh hafal lagu. Boleh bersajak. Ini semua adalah cognitive process. Senang cerita, if you go to school, you send children to school, if they able to learn and to capture, to follow all the syllabus, means their cognitive process are developed well, normally. But if your children, for example, or your little brother or sisters, you send to school, at the end, you get a complaint or feedback response from the teacher saying that your children cannot follow the syllabus, unable to read, unable to recognize the letters, chatted on their speech, gagap. Ini antara problem dalam kognitif. Tak boleh menyelesaikan masalah. Tak boleh menulis dengan betul. Semua tunggang terbalik. Huruf A, huruf B, huruf D. Ini melibatkan cognitive process. Dia tak nampak, physical nampak normal. Physically, these children will look pretty normal. But in terms of thinking, in terms of responding, in terms of talking, you will see different. Because of, they have a problem on cognitive development. Next, number 3 is socio-emotional process. What is socio-emotional process? Involve changes in the individual relationship with other people. Perubahan seseorang yang berkaitan dengan relationship dengan orang. Changes in emotions, changes in personality. Jumpa orang je nak marah, jumpa je nak rosakkan, nak menyakitkan hati, nak sepak terajang, nak mengamuk, nak rosakkan, disruptive behavior. Alright, hyperactive. Ini adalah socio-emotional process. An infant smile, example, ini contoh. An infant smile in response to a parent touch. A toddler aggressive attack on a playmate. Or school-age children develop of assertiveness. An adolescent joy the senior prom. And the affection of an elderly couple all reflect the role of socio-emotional process in development. Ini semua contoh-contoh socio-emotional. Bila nampak badut ataupun orang buat kelakar, ketawa. Right? And then bila kawan tak bagi pinjam mainan, merajuk. Ini semua adalah socio-emotional. Dapat kawan baru, excited. Orang puji cantik, orang puji comel, kita rasa berbunga-bunga. Ini adalah socio-emotional. Emosi kita terbuai. We feel happy, pleasure. When people are isolate you, you feel stress, you feel depressed, for example. When people are torturing you, talking bad about you, talk something bad about your friends or family. So, of course, your emotion will be stress. Ini semua berlaku disebabkan oleh socio-emotional process. That worse will lead to depression. And if uncontrolled depression will lead to serious situation like suicidal. Ini semua contoh-contoh socio-emotional process. Okay, clear. And then connecting biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional processes. Biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional processes are inextricably intertwined. What does it mean? Consider a baby smiling. Maksudnya dia adalah interactive, interrelated. It cannot be separated. When we talk about development, dia mesti melibatkan ketiga-tiga benda, ketiga-tiga aspek ni, ketiga-tiga proses ni, socio-emotional, cognitive, biological. Right? Contoh yang dibagi dekat sini. Consider a baby smiling in response of a parent's touch. This response depends on biological process, the physical nature of touch and responsiveness to it. Cognitive process pula, the ability to understand intentional act. Socio-emotional process pula, the act of smiling that often reflect a positive emotional feelings and help to connect us in a positive way with other human being. Sesimpel kanak-kanak tersenyum disebabkan mak dia sentuh dia. Dia ada 3 proses yang terlibat. Biological, cognitive dan juga socio-emotional. Apatah lagi kalau kita rasa takut, for example. Perasaan takut dan menggigil. Menggigil, kenapa badan boleh menggigil? Mesti ada proses biologi yang berlaku dalam badan. Bila kita ketakutan, right, berpeluh-peluh. Kenapa kita boleh berpeluh? Itu adalah proses biologi. Kognitif, kita berfikir yang bukan-bukan. Alright? Ataupun kita cari jalan macam nak solve. Macam nak hilangkan melawan perasaan takut. Itu kognitif, kita berfikir, kita rationalize, kita find a solution, problem solving. Alright? Socio-emotionalnya outcome. Kita menjerit ke, alright? Kita minta pertolongan ke, kita berinteraksi, buat panggilan kecemasan. Itu adalah socio-emotional process. So, one situation melibatkan kesemua proses biologi, kognitif dan juga socio-emotional process. So, it is interrelated. So, look at the last the last sentence of the first paragraph. Nowhere is the connection across biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional process more obvious. Nowhere. Now here is the connection across biological, cognitive, and socio-emotional process more obvious than in two rapidly emerging fields. Dua proses utama ada dalam field of study. For example, developmental, cognitive, neuroscience. Perkembangan kognitif dan juga neuroscience. Kognitif itu apa? Kognitif itu adalah proses kognitif. Neuroscience, otak. So, perkembangan kognitif neuroscience. So, basically, apa kesimpulan yang kita dapat daripada topik ini adalah nature of development is biological process, cognitive process, and socio-emotional process. So basically, kita wrap up semula, kita buat kesimpulan. Secara semula jadi perkembangan ataupun nature of development melibatkan 3 proses: biological, cognitive process, socio-emotional process. Okay. So, apa itu biological? Changes, perubahan dalam physical. Cognitive, perubahan dalam pemikiran, intelligent, language. Socio-emotional process, changes in relationship with others. And this process involve these processes are interrelated, interconnected. Dia sangat kait rapat. Dia tak ada socioemotional saja, tak ada kaitan dengan kognitif. Dia ada. Mesti ada kaitan dengan biologi, berlari, nak tersenyum, nak menegur, nak menyapa. Itu semua ada proses explanation dari aspek biologi, dari aspek kognitif. Semuanya interrelated. Okay? So that's why in every period, dalam setiap keadaan perkembangan, perubahan daripada infancy kepada toddler to early childhood, normally we will discuss on these three perspective. Physical development, apa beza dengan toddler dengan early childhood. Number two, second perspective, we talk about development of cognitive and as well as development of socio-emotional. Okay, so insyaAllah semoga bermanfaat dan dapat difahami. So for further readings, you can refer to your textbook, right? Your e-textbook. A lot of information, a lot of additional reading materials and current issues, new or extra info you can get from that books, dan juga bacaan-bacaan lain. Okay, so I think that's all for now. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.